Welcome back, True Seeker. For the past few days, a lot of people have been asking me to look into Jim Carrey's speech in French at the very French César Awards that happened this past February 26th, 2026. This was probably the second biggest story of the day. Of course, the biggest was Hillary on the stand over Epstein. Another conspiracy-related matter. But yeah, if you haven't heard about this, a lot of people are saying, was that even really Jim Carrey? Man, his French was good, and he sure looked different. Remember, a lot of these people in Hollywood get plastic surgery. They go Botox crazy. So, some people are saying, most certainly, that was a clone. That was not the real Jim Carrey. I've been watching him on TV for decades, since Fire Marshal Bill. And he never looked like that. But again, you guys, plastic surgery really can transform the way people look. My brother-in-law, I don't even recognize him. He got so much Botox in his face. He looks like I don't know, looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy man to me, or what do you call it? Pillsbury Doughboy. Anyway, I think surgery, Botox is the greater explanation. But hey, let's not forget Dolly the sheep. If they can clone a sheep, they could clone a human being. So I'm not saying your guys' theories all the way out there, but what I am saying is don't just jump to the conclusion that no doubt he's a clone. Learning French, very possible. Surgery, very possible. Too much Botox, very possible. I do see the joke, though, of why they're doing this and why the media is bringing so much attention to it. And notice what the media is trying to do. Networks like CNN are going, yeah, those online whack jobs are at it again. Now Jim Carrey's a clone. We're not kidding. The same people who questioned 9/11 and school shootings and Cooties 19, yeah, now they're saying, is that even really Jim Carrey? This is what the media likes to do, right? But notice, you guys, this was the 51st edition, of the César Awards. And it took place February 26th, which is the 57th day of the year. 31 days in January plus 26 in February should be 57. Now, in my first book that's a decade old now, Letters and Numbers, I talk about big conspiracy-oriented things in history that have the 51 and 57 encoded. So think about how perfect this is for the media to be focusing on the online conspiracy theory that Jim Carrey's a clone. Again, 51st edition on the 57th day of the year. If you're new here, learn this gematria thing. You will not regret it. It is the conspiracy tool worth putting your energy into, because every single day, the headlines are contrived this way. The elections are rigged this way. The games are rigged this way. Congrats to the winners. We just hit another exact score tonight in the Vegas, New Jersey game with the 4-3 outcome, which was predicted early this morning, which padded people's pockets. We do it day after day. The game is rigged, you guys. But anyway, back on the topic at hand. And isn't it only fair to bring up hockey since Jim Carrey is a Canadian? Anyway, conspiracy in tinfoil hat. 51 forwards, 57 in reverse. You can see how Moon and Mars are both 51 and 57. Some people say the moon landing was filmed at Area 51. For the record, outer space also equates to 57. But, there's a conspiracy theory that Martians are from Mars. And, of course, now there's one with Elon Musk, who was written about in the book The Elon by the SS guy, Warner von Braun. And we all know what happened when Elon did that salute there on Inauguration Day. Warner von Braun's wife died the same day. Whole nother topic. But the point is conspiracies, especially associated with the moon landing, space, things like Mars. I had a science teacher in high school, Mr. Siegfried. He believed that there really was alien life on Mars. Very interesting guy. He thought wormholes were real and we'd discover time travel in our lifetimes. It all remains to be seen. But the point is, isn't it so interesting how these numbers are so encoded through the language into the things that are highly associated with conspiracy? And now we have another example with Jim Carrey in this perfect ritual. Now, here's the thing. CNN's going, these people are nuts. All he got was plastic surgery, which is so common in Hollywood. And look at this, you guys. The ritual was 40 days after Jim Carrey's birthday or on the 41st day of his age. And look at the word surgery. 41 forwards, 40 in reverse. I mean, perfect, right? Jim Carrey goes out and speaks French in France. And it's also perfect, right? And then, again, notice how also these awards begin in 76. Surgery also equates to 76. How about them apples? So, yeah, anyway, I wouldn't get caught up in the Jim Carrey's a clone. Now, if you want to learn something interesting, run the gematria on Dolly and Dolly the sheep. You'll see that sheep equals 53, and Dolly, the cloned sheep, was unveiled on the 53rd day of the year. Dolly, the sheep, is also 53 the small way. Again, these are the 4 base ciphers: alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. Same thing we've talked about every single day for over a decade. But yeah, again, you guys, when you're trying to wake your friends and family up to things that matter, Jim Carrey's a clone. It just isn't it. And it's a hard thing to prove. What you can prove is the way these rituals unfold every day by the dates and the letters and the numbers. And again, you can explain how it all makes sense, because this was a system that was implemented by the end of the 16th century, and it all does trace back to the Jesuits and the Catholic Church. And by the way, where are the Jesuits from? They're from France, where these awards were. So anyway, we'll keep this one short and sweet. It seems like a trap might have been set for people in the truth community to fall into and get made fun of by the mainstreamers. All right, until next time.